All right, we're back, and we're going to try to take this cover off and get our clutch basket removed and go over to the other side this evening. It's been a long day, and not sure how much I'm going to be able to do tonight, so this may be a two-parter. You might see that these screws are all removed. It's on there rather well, and you can see it's crusty and rusty. Krusty McCrusterson, or the Cruston, not to be mistaken by the Kraken. This is the Cruston, because look at all this crust all over this. Yuck. Thank goodness we got some new studs, I think, for this whole operation. We'll have to double check with that. But I'm going to use the old drill. I've been using the hand tools. So I'm going to pop in one of my, I set them right over here, my little adapters. Let's see. Yeah, here they are. I'm going to pop that in there and get these 8mm out of here. And then I'll check back with you. All right, that wasn't too bad. This was a little bit of an interesting animal to deal with. We're going to have to play with that eventually. It's, again, pretty crusty. I'm going to go ahead and remove this clutch basket here directly. This is one of those adjustment pieces. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's so nice of it to be. I think it's probably a little bit loose on there. But let's see. Yeah, because look at it. That's like the dreaded WR250X or R adjustment, where you gotta make your clutch adjustment and tighten it and take the whole the quick access to the. All right, this is take two, just so you know. I got tongue-tied. That wasn't really that bad. It was pretty easy to remove this. Some things that I'm making note of is this Krusty McCrusterson here. And I'm also, my eye is drawn to, and I've, in my research, have saw this, your clutch adjustment is right here. The idea is to hold this centerpiece snug and then tighten this nut when you have your adjustment to a certain point. It's a pain, and I don't really like this style. I'd rather have like the adjustment on the clutch arm over here or something. But we don't have that, so we're going to try to find a place for it to be. What I'm going to do is remove this component, probably get our Kickstarter out. I might be calling it a night, and we may continue tomorrow. Something that's caught my eye as I was disassembling this, and we haven't mentioned yet. I don't know, I'm not going to blame this on Link. I'm not going to blame it on him because I like Link. But I had to take all of this wiring harness out as an assembly, along with the CDI. And somewhere in here, I'm hoping, is a harness that I can detach. Why is that? Because this wire, all these wires, have to go through this when I remove the stator. I really would like to remove the stator through there and get this wiring harness away from it. Wiring isn't my strong point, but we can muddle through it. I don't want to cut this anywhere that it may be already unioned. So what I'm going to do is hopefully find a connector, hopefully in this madness, and detach it and be able to fish it through this hole. If not, we're going to have to do some interesting things. I don't want to get anything mixed up, so that we have our proper firing and we also have our proper voltage output, even though that's not hooked up. I'm talking too much, but I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll get back with you. All right, we're back, and as you can see, I've got my clutch down in here, clutch basket and everything. And I went ahead and took the liberty to loosen this. These gears are angled, so they're kind of worm. I don't know if it's kind of like a worm gear. We'll just call it a worm gear. But I noticed something when I was messing with the clutch basket. It was this right here. This thing was just out here living its best life, flopping in the wind. And I looked over here. Oh, I got in the light. But there's a place here for, I think, a snap ring. I'm going to investigate that. And if you look here, this is kind of hogged out here. So I'm going to investigate this and see if this is something that is a normal way of behaving. But we may have to replace this wheel and get a snap ring here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. This has got a little brass, I think it's a brass bushing in there, and you can kind of see it's notably hogged out because it's just been flapping in the wind. But we have a, that's not focusing right, I apologize. We've got a little washer down here, but we don't have a washer on the outside of it. And that's just how it's been doing. You know, I'm no Banshee expert, but that ain't normal. So I'm going to call it a night tonight, and I'll go ahead and get to the stator side tomorrow. We're going to put this all in one video. I'll give you an update on what's going on with that. We'll bag up all these other parts, and we'll move to that side. All right, guys, we're back. This is the next day. I'm at work. I'm pulled up my online manual here, and to confirm, yeah, the only thing that we have here, I don't know how well it's going to show up, but there's the washer that was on the back, there's the Kickstarter gear, idler gear, the washer, and then the circlip. These are MIA, and this bushing in here is all jacked up, so we're going to replace those things. So we're going to take care of that, and I'll continue on the teardown later on this evening. All right, we're back and armed with this new information. You know, we're going to replace this idler gear here, and I've got our new washer and a new circlip or snap ring for that. What I've decided to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the kick start assembly here. I'm going to leave this other material. I'm going to leave the shift shaft on here, the selector, and all of this for now. And then I'm going to go over to the other side. Just a quick observation. You can see the case half right through here. This is the case half. And I'm kind of excited about this because, again, on the dirt bikes, the single cylinder dirt bikes, the case half would be along here. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to get this removed, get it bagged up, and we'll move on to the next part of it. Okay, we're over here on the flywheel and stator side, and oh, there's a little drip. We can kind of see we've got some oil issues here. I think we've talked about it before, and I think it was a shift shaft that was leaking some oil. I had a little constant puddle, but we have this little bit of leakage here. It could be coming from this block off here. We're going to have to investigate that. We're also going to replace our counter shaft sprocket seal over here, but we need to get into here. So I'm going to employ a socket and remove this, and I think I have the proper flywheel puller for this. We're going to see. All right, I found my puller, and this one's reverse thread while it threads into the flywheel. So I'm going to get that threaded in there, and once I get this secured into place, then I will twist this in here. I gave it a couple bumps, a couple taps, and some ugga-duggas, and then we'll get that off. These are the ones where the stator sets underneath the flywheel, which is kind of like my YZ400F, and I think my YZ250 is the same way. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll get this broke loose as well. All right, that broke loose quite nicely. and I'm over here, and I've got my same clutch hub holder over here. That's just what I call it. But these are really good. I've shown this on this channel before for holding sprockets, especially when you want to retorque them. Also, if you see here, this little tab, that works as a flywheel holder as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get this removed, and I think I might call it a day. What I'm going to have to do next time is I'm going to have to figure out if I can remove this CDI cable, charging cable, and all this business without damaging it. I'm hoping that there is a fastener or a harness clip, a coupler in here. We're going to find out. There's a lot of zip ties there. So I'm hoping I can do that, and that way I can get this fished through this hole. That way we can get our stator out of danger. So we're going to find out. We've already found a few surprises. All right, that's the end of this video. We're going to figure out the stator situation, and then we'll go to the other side and get our selector, our shift shaft, and all that out of there. Then we'll start prepping for splitting the cases. Look here, I'm being organized too. I've got my tray. But anyway, I want to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.